Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays podcast here on our YouTube channel. We have a loaded show once again tonight, but before we get into that, I am joined by Trey, Teats, and another guest picker, Bryce Bartle. Bryce, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Trying to break my brother's record.
Yeah, Bryce, you have your hands full because Blake is our current guest picker, or pick leader, actually. A little family rivalry for you, but I expect you to have some great picks tonight. Last week, Cambo went 3-5, 1-3 on game picks, and 2-2 on player props. Remember, if you guys are interested in becoming a guest picker on our live shows, just reach out to us via Twitter at Bears Profit, and we can see if we can get you guys on the show. We would love hearing from more of the Bear Pack members. Speaking of Bear Pack, we are doing the $50 giveaway tonight. You guys voted on two $25 giveaways, so we will have enough. If we have enough people who enter, looks like we will. We're going to take 10 random comments who comment give back in the chat tonight. Nothing else, just give back to enter in the chat tonight. We will do those giveaways before we discuss the Monday Night Football game later in the show. So get entered and stick around for that later in the show. All right, let's get into some NFL playoff action for this weekend. We have 2 Saturday games with player props to discuss and 4 games on Sunday and Monday with player props to discuss. We also have Dog of the Weekend, and we will finish the show with the parlay lock of the weekend. So let's get into the first game. Seahawks versus 49ers. The 49ers are minus 9.5. Over-under is set at 42. Trey, go ahead and start us.
Yes, this is a pretty big game against NFC West rivals. We saw the 49ers play the Seahawks a few weeks ago, and the 49ers absolutely demolished them. But in my opinion, Pete Carroll does have the boys buzzing. If you're on Twitter at all this week, you've probably seen a few videos of him riding around on a scooter, Seahawks players laughing, having a good time. So I think that they know that they're playing with house money in this game. But the 49ers are easily the better team. The only question for me is Brock Purdy. It's just hard for me to trust a rookie quarterback, let alone one that was drafted the last pick of the NFL draft. So it's hard for me to pick a spread. So I'm going to go the under the 42.5 for me. The under is 4-0 in the Seahawks' last 4 games overall. It's also 4-0 in the 49ers' last 4 playoff games. And the under is 4-2 in the 49ers' last 9 games versus a team with a winning record. So give me the under 42.5.
Under 42.5, Trey. Bryce?
Yeah, kind of like what Trey said. I feel like the Seahawks are buzzing this week. I think they're going to keep it a close game. In my opinion, the Niners are going to make it all the way this year. But I think the Seahawks are going to keep it close. I think it's going to be a hard knocks football game. A lot of run game going on. And I'm going to take Seahawks plus 9.5.
All right. Right off the bat for me, this is a member lock for this weekend. But good news is right now at this very moment, every member package on BearsProfitPlays.com is 50% off to welcome the start of the NFL playoffs. So go now and become a member while this deal still stands. We are well over a 60% win rate for member plays to start the year. It's worth it, I promise. So head on over to BearsProfitPlays.com and grab a 50% off membership for the NFL playoffs and all of our protected picks. Teats, give me a side on this game.
Yeah, I'm going with Seahawks plus 9.5. Honestly, I would almost take the money line, but that would be a little foolish because the 49ers are a very good football team. Seattle shouldn't be here. Like Trey said, they're playing with, the house money at this point. So I'm looking for Geno to be going out and just slinging it, Kenneth Walker to be running all over this defense. I just think Seattle's going to show up knowing that they have nothing to lose, and the 49ers have everything to lose at this point.
All right, let's get into the next game for Saturday. Chargers versus Jaguars. Chargers are minus 2.5. Over under is set at 47.5. Bryce, start us off for this one.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a close game as well. I'm hoping the Jags win this, but I don't think they're going to pull it off. I think the Chargers are just too explosive offense. I know they're missing Mike Williams this week, but I think Keenan Allen and Eckler, along with Herbert, is just going to be too much for him to handle. I think I got them winning this game by a touchdown, so that minus 2.5 is my go-to bet on this one.
Teats?
I'm kind of confused why this line is so close. I know that earlier in the season, the Jaguars absolutely exploded on the Chargers. And with Mike Williams out, that should affect it, of course. But it's really interesting that the Jags are that close to essentially an even matchup. So, you know what? I'm going to be a fool. I'm taking it. I'm going to go with the Jags plus 2.5 in this situation. If there's any coach that can lose a game, it's Brandon Staley. So give me the Jags plus 2.5, potentially money line.
Yeah, Teats, I'm glad you said it because I love the Jags in this game. The Chargers chose not to rest the starters in a meaningless game, last game of the year. and it backfired on them. Brandon Staley must have something on management because I swear he gets away with so much more than any other head coach. The Chargers had a great season. They have one of the best quarterbacks and top talent on both sides of the ball, but having the right coach can make or break a season and can make or break a franchise. Now Mike Williams will be out for this game and won't return for the playoffs unless the Chargers make a Super Bowl run. Newsflash, he's not coming back because the Jags are going to take this game. The Jags are young and fun with an elite passing game and playmakers on both sides of the ball. Doug Peterson has done a remarkable job with this young team, and I'd love to see them win a playoff game or two. Maybe not two. I think they'll get one and done here, but I like the Jags in this game. Doug Peterson's first year under the helm. Trey?
This is easily the best game on the Saturday slate for me. These two teams are both one that I feel like everybody kind of roots for it. Like everyone kind of wants to see Justin Herbert win. Everyone loves, Trevor Lawrence. But this game for me is going to be dubbed the hair game, with both quarterbacks having a beautiful lock of hair. And, for someone like me, that's something that you just have to be jealous over. But give me the Chargers in this matchup, -2.5. I know Mike Williams is out, but they still have a ton of firepower with Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler. So give me Chargers -2.5. Chargers are 4-0-1 ATS in their last 5 games overall. The Chargers are also 3-0-1 ATS versus a team with a winning record. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are 1-9 ATS in their last 10 games versus the Chargers and are a whopping 0-5 ATS when they play in Jacksonville. Wow. So give me the Chargers in this matchup.
All right, so we're all split there, 2-2. That's going to be a great game to watch. Let's do Saturday NFL player props. Each of us are going to choose 1 to 3 player props for the Saturday games. Teats, start us off.
All right, I will. I am going to go with CMC over the 72.5 rushing yards that he's posted at. Christian McCaffrey is still one of the best running backs in the league, and he shows it with his versatility and his ability to run the ball. The last time that they played against each other, and they being the 49ers and Seahawks, CMC had 102 rushing yards. So what I'm looking for in this situation is one of two things. One, I'll be right with the Seahawks making this a game, and he's just going to chip away throughout most of the game with his running ability. Or I'll be wrong about the Seahawks, and the 49ers are going to get up big, so CMC is going to get a lot of carries just to try to kill the clock. Either way, that's a recipe for success for CMC, so 72.5 is very doable.
Bryce?
Yeah, so like I said, I think this is going to be a hard-nosed running game on both sides of the ball, but I'm still going to go with Deebo Samuel. I think he's the best player on the field on both ends, both teams. I'm going over his 41.5 receiving yards, 42.5 there. I just think they're gonna give him targets. They're gonna put the ball in the playmaker hands. I see a lot of screens going his way, and I see him breaking one off.
I'm gonna go ahead and go next. I'm gonna be doing a 2-player lock for this weekend. One for Saturday, one for Sunday. I do this basically every show. My first pick for Saturday is going to be Travis Etienne over 75.5 rushing yards versus the Chargers. Clear skies and light winds in this game. The Chargers are the 28th worst rushing defense in the NFL. They're giving up, on average, 148.8 yards per game, and the Jags are going to take advantage of that in this game. The Jags rush for over 125 yards per game this season, and I have no reason to think that's not going to be the case in this game again. So I'm going to take Travis Etienne over 75.5 rushing yards on Saturday night. Trey?
Yeah, for me, this is kind of just a gut pick rather than a stat pick. We've seen Brock Purdy be really good here recently, but I'm going to go over the 220.5 passing yards. For me, I feel like this is more of a future play for the 49ers, because if they feel like they're going to make a run in this playoff, they got to get Purdy to feel comfortable in the pocket in the playoffs with all that pressure. And there's no better game to get him comfortable than your NFC West foe with a secondary that's not overly good with the Seattle Seahawks. So give me Brock Purdy over 220.5. I think he's going to go for about 250 in this game. And he's going to get his feet wet in the NFL playoffs and probably start off with a big old dub.
I like that pick. All right, let's move on to Sunday NFL games. Starting off with kind of a stinger here with Tua out, but Dolphins versus Bills. Bills minus 13.5. Over under is 43.5. This is my member lock for Sunday, so I'm not going to be giving a side here. But again, visit BearsProfitPlays.com. We are running a 50% sale on all membership packages, so go become a member today. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, this is a 2-touchdown spread for a playoff game. That's really hard for me to kind of choose a side either way. And yes, I know the Dolphins are playing their third-string quarterback, but for me, I'm a big K-State fan. I love Skylar Thompson. He was really good for us in the couple years that he was our starter, so I know that he's a good quarterback and can be serviceable, especially with the weapons that the Dolphins have. So I'm going to go take the Dolphins here. I'm going to alternate spread it. I'm going to buy 1 point. I'm going to go plus 14.5 because, 13.5, that just kind of seems like a too easy of a line to kind of, lose by 2 touchdowns and, you kind of lose the bet. So I'm going to buy a full point at plus 14.5. Dolphins are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 versus the AFC East. And the Bills are 1-4 ATS versus a team with a winning record. And the underdog in this matchup is 4-1-1 ATS in their last 6 meetings. So give me Dolphins plus 14.5.
Bryce?
Yeah, so I'm with Trey. This is a hard pick on either end. I actually went with the under here. Historically in the NFL, when there's a team that is favored by 10-plus points, you typically see one of two things happening. The underdog either comes out, playing stellar defense, keeping it tight, or the favorite, comes out to heavy lead, and then they kind of coast to victory. I got the under on this game.
Teats?
I'm riding with Bart on that one. I'm definitely going to take the under in this game as well. Josh Allen has not looked amazing against Miami as of late, and honestly, he still hasn't looked like he did earlier in the season. He's had some flashes, and the fact that they're starting their third-string quarterback and Skylar Thompson, although he is very serviceable, and I do agree with Trey in that sense, I just don't see him being able to shine in a first-round playoff game. So I think that although I don't like either side for the spreads, I will take the under. I don't think a lot of points are going to get scored.
All right, let's move on to our next game on Sunday. Giants versus the Vikings. Vikings are -3. Over-under is set at 48.5. This game stinks. Teats, starts off.
I'm actually going to ride the Vikings in this one. The Giants are kind of in the same situation as the Seahawks in the sense of they probably really shouldn't be here, but they were able to just stretch it out and make it towards the end. But at the same time, the Giants are not that great of a team. They've got some really good weapons, but outside of Barkley, and actually that's really the only weapon they really have, and I guess Daniel Jones, it's been kind of soft for them recently. So I think that the Vikings, I think they'll win at least 1, if not 2 games in this playoffs. So give me them first round. Give me them with the spread.
Bryce?
Yeah, I'm going to go opposite of Teats here. I think the Giants +3, actually taking a money line on this one. I think they'll pull it off. Just Kirk Cousins has not looked good in prime time. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he is one of the more experienced quarterbacks in the playoffs this year, which is saying something. I know he's got some playmakers around him, but I just don't see him. I see them coming out slow. Giants getting a good lead and then just feeding Barkley and letting him, eat up the clock and eat up some yards. So I'm gonna go with Giants money line here.
Yeah, I dislike both these teams so much. My brain saying Vikings at home, my gut saying Giants. I'm gonna follow my gut and take the G-Men +3.5. I'll buy the 0.5 point in this game. The Vikings are frauds. There's no way around it. 13-4 in the season and have a -3 point differential. That's a fraud team. Against teams that finished with a winning record this season, they are 4-3. The most points they won by in those 4 wins was against the Dolphins in Week 6 without Tua, and they won by 8 points. They already played the Giants and beat them by 3 a few weeks ago, but I don't trust Kirk Cousins. Like Bryce said, Brian Daboll will have his team ready to play. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to take the Giants +3.5 with the hook. Trey?
I agree with everything you said, especially the first thing you said was, wow, this game is disgusting or something along those lines. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. But my brain is telling me that the Vikings should win this game easily by a field goal. But my heart's telling me that Daboll's going to have these boys buzzing for this game. And I'm just trying to think what's going to be the difference maker in this game. And it's obviously for me going to be Daniel Jones versus that crazy Minnesota Vikings skull, skull. Come on, everyone do it now. Okay. No. But I'm going to go Giants +3.5 here. I'm going to follow Bear on that. The Giants are 4-0 ATS in the last 4 games overall. They're also 4-0 ATS in the last 4 road games. They're also 7-0 ATS in the last 7 games following a loss. Vikings, on the other hand, are 2-8-1 ATS in their last 11 games versus an NFC opponent. Give me the Giants here by a 0.5 point +3.5.
All right, let's move to the Ravens versus Bengals, the last game on Sunday. Bengals are -9.5. Over under is 40.5. Jackson is out for this game. Trey, start us off.
Jackson is out for this. Jackson is out for this game, and that is why I'm going Bengals -8.5. I would bet it up to honestly -13.5, and I'm not even being foolish there. We saw this Bengals team played this Ravens team last week, and they didn't even play the whole game, and they completely, dog shitted on them. So give me the Bengals here, -8.5 with Tyler Huntley starting. The Ravens are 0-3-1 ATS versus the Bengals in their last 4 games. They're also 0-2-2 ATS in the last 4 versus a team with a winning record. The Bengals, their trends are absolutely monstrous no matter where I look at it. So I'm just going to give you guys 2 of my favorite ones. They're 9-1-1 ATS in their last 11 home games, and their offense loves playing on turf. 13-2-1 ATS in their last 16 games on turf. Give me Bengals -8.5.
Bryce?
Yeah, this was a tough one. I think that spread's pretty heavy. Just, with the playoff game and 2 teams that are, you got Lamar out, but I feel like if Lamar was in there, they're pretty evenly matched, and I feel like that 9-point swing is pretty heavy. I'm still going to go with Bengals just because it's a home game. They've been playing good. Just got to hope they come out strong and kind of put them away in the first half is what I'm hoping for with the Bengals. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals here.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying the Ravens seasons are going to come to an end in this game since Jackson's out. If Tyler Huntley plays, I think they cover the number. If Anthony Brown plays, I think the Bengals are going to cover the number. As of right now, it looks like Brown will be playing, so I'm going to take Joe Cool and the Bengals to blow out the Ravens this game. Teats?
Yeah, we're going to definitely team ride this one with the Bengals. I said it before, the Bengals, they are a second half of the season team, and if they start the first half of the season off strong, then they're looking great that year. The Ravens without Lamar Jackson are not a true football team that you can trust in. With Huntley, they're doable, they're serviceable, but with Anthony Brown, there's no point in suiting up at that point. So I'm team riding with the Bengals with whatever spread you want to give me. You can give me, like Trey said, -13.5 even, and I'll feel pretty good about it.
I might come back to bite us here, the team ride, but we'll see how it pans out. All right, before the Dallas game, let's do one of the $25 giveaways right now. We're going to select 5 random comments who said give back in the chat for the $25 giveaway, and then the next one at the end of the show, we will do the other 5 random comments. So same deal as this one. So let's select at random. Trey, start the advanced process of selecting. This is high-tech stuff, what he's about to do. He's going to close his eyes and scroll. Whatever his cursor lands on, that's who we will put in the contest. This is what the deal is, the art of selecting at random at its finest right here. While he's doing that, though, we will answer questions you guys may have in the comments, or at least try to answer them, so fire away. If you don't have questions, we can sit here in silence, or I can talk about how the Dallas Cowboys have the potential to end my love of sports on Monday night. So whichever one you guys want, your call. So I'll give it about 20 seconds. You guys decide.
I did see there were some spicy comments, talking about Bryce's beer, and I don't think he brought enough to share with everyone.
Bryce, did you bring enough to share with the class?
Anybody that wants one, I'm buying tonight. You know you're about it. I know the guys commenting right now, Cam and Rosie and Book aren't about it, so my pocketbook's safe tonight.
Anthony E in the comments earlier said, "Are Broncos frauds then? They lost a lot of close games this year. The Vikings are frauds because they won 13 games. The Broncos are not frauds because I think they won, 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah.
So the Vikings are frauds because they've won 13 games and have a -3-point differential. The Broncos are ass because they're ass. But
all right, I got the first wheel prepared, but let's answer this question before we do the first give back.
Okay. Oh, guaranteed touchdown. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Guaranteed touchdown for this weekend. Anybody have a guaranteed touchdown?
Austin
CMC.
Eckler. Hey,
That
and
was
you know
close.
what? I
Good
just
Lord.
put out a tweet, and I don't know if Teats follows me on Twitter. Obviously, he does. CMC, Austin Eckler, combo those into a parlay, anytime touchdown. It's like plus
Yes, sir.
180 or somewhere around there. So easy
Man,
money this weekend.
I got Kenneth Walker and CMC parlayed together. So, like I said, that's going to be a downhill football game. So they get in the goal line. I think they're giving it to the running backs because you can't really trust both quarterbacks.
And I'll preface this. I'm about to put up the screen. Like Bear said, if you don't see your name on the first 5, stick around. You still will be eligible for the last giveaway. So don't think that you're not going to have a chance.
Yeah.
You will still have a chance.
All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see this puppy.
All right. These are the first 5 contestants on The Spin is Right. Is everyone ready?
Let's
Spin
do
that
it.
puppy.
Good luck, everybody.
No whammies. Land on
Cross
something.
your fingers. Cross your fingers. Come on, Mia Khalifa.
Where are we at? Oh, that line's so close. Tyrone.
Dang, Tyrone.
Congratulations. The winner of this, if you would reach out to us on Twitter at Bears Profit, we can set you up with your cash. If you don't have a Twitter, just throw something up in the comments after this video and we can reach out to you that way. But now it's time. It's time to get into the Monday Night Football game, and I'm not going to start. Cowboys versus Buccaneers. Cowboys -2.5. Over under 45.5. Trey, start us off.
Yes, I'm pretty excited for this game, and I know Bear is. He can tell everyone that he's not excited for this game, but I think he is. I think he's just nervous. So everyone, comment down below in this video. Send Bear your positive love, positive vibes, because if they lose this game, I'm worried that he will not be doing another video because I'm worried about him. But I'm going to go Cowboys money line here, and I hope I don't jinx Bear here, but I'm hammering the Cowboys. The Bucs are an absolute dog shit team. We know this by now. If you watch my videos, you know they cannot cover a game. They cannot even win a game, barely. So I'm going to go Cowboys money line. The road team in this matchup is 4-0 ATS in the last 4 games. Cowboys road team. Cowboys are 10-1 ATS in their last 11 games following a loss. Flip it over to the Bucs. Bucs are 7-1 ATS in their last 8 games following a loss. Cowboys are 6-2 ATS in the last 8 Monday Night Football games. The Bucs are 1-4 ATS in the last 5 Monday Night Football games. Trends are very bad for the Bucs, very good for the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys.
Bryce.
Yeah, I'm with Trey here. I'm gonna take the Cowboys with the spread, but I'm not a big Cowboys guy. I think they've got a team that can compete, but they just got too many faults. I think they come out and play their best game. I don't think there's anyone in the NFC that can beat them, but they just struggle too often. Too much, but I am taking them this game, even against Brady. I think the Cowboys will pull this one off.
Teats.
Bear, I hope we're still friends after I say this, but I'm taking Bucs money line. I saw a great meme the other day, and it was a Nicolas Cage meme in a Tom Brady jersey, and he said that he was going to go steal the Super Bowl. And I don't think the Bucs are going to the Super Bowl. They were trash this year. But the Cowboys have looked a little rough recently, and if anyone can win a playoff game, I know it's Tom Brady. So as long as his team can get around him at home in Tampa, Dallas may have some issues.
Yeah, Teats, good pick. Before we look ahead, we're going to have to take a look at the past of what the Dallas Cowboys have done with Dak Prescott at quarterback. I suppose it all started back in 2016. Green Bay tore my heart out of my chest. 2018, we beat Seattle. Yay. We have 1 win in the last 7 years in the playoffs. Then I had to listen on the radio as I was at the Chiefs playoff game versus the Colts. That was torture. As the Rams beat me in a hotel room that had no working TV, hence why I said it was on the radio, had to listen to. That brings us to last year, 2021, the slime game, slime time. Refs had San Francisco. They wouldn't set the ball down with time running out. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Dak was probably going to throw an interception the next play. But the play call before that was the best play call in NFL history. A quarterback draw with 25 seconds left on the clock, no timeouts, to get from the 40 to the 30-yard line in San Francisco. We were down by a touchdown. Now explain to me how a 40-yard Hail Mary is different from a 30-yard Hail Mary. And nobody say in the comments that it's 10 yards different because I already know that. Now, let's look at Monday night's game. I'm taking the Buccaneers plus 3.5. And if you've watched us before, you know exactly why this is my pick. I just won't be able to say it until the next show. Tampa has Tom Brady. 7-0 versus Dallas in his career. He's the GOAT. He's the best player to ever play the game. You're going to give me Tom Brady at home with 3.5 points after I buy the hook? Thanks for coming out, Dallas. See you in the 2023 preseason. Tampa plus 3.5. The good news for Dallas is they're going to get a new head coach after this, hopefully a new quarterback. Bryce Young would be a great fit. Maybe Lamar Jackson in free agency. Jerry Jones can run a wing tee with Dak at quarterback. Lamar and Zeke in the backfield because we know he's not going to send Dak anywhere because he loves him. And can't wait for next year. Jerry Jones, the owner / GM / head coach / scout. He's a great person. He's a genius. Can't wait for next year. I'm going to take the Bucs plus 3.5. Let's move into player props for Sunday and Monday. Each of us taking 1 to 3 player props. Bryce starts off.
Poor Bear.
He just rolls right into it. He just goes on that long monologue and he just rolls right into it. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Professional.
It's impressive to see him go against the boys, but I know why he's doing it.
No, you don't. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I do.
No.
We all know.
No, we know.
But, yeah, Sunday, I think oh, goodness gracious, I lost my notes here. I'm taking Josh Allen over rushing yards. I had him at 50.5. I think that's still what he's around. 48 and a half. Yeah, I just think he's going to – if they win this game, which they should, I think he's going to win it on his feet. I don't see them throwing the ball a lot this week. Was going to take his over touchdowns of 1.5, but I think he's just going to win this game on his feet, like he always does. But like I said, I think it's still going to be a pretty close game, pretty tight-knit game. Don't see a lot of points scored here.
Teats?
I'm actually going to stick with that same exact game, sticking with a quarterback. I'm going to go to the opposite team. I'm going to go Skylar Thompson under his 185 passing yards. Honestly, he hasn't really been given a fair shot this year. His story alone has been amazing. Not Brock Purdy, but pretty close. He was a 7th-round draft pick. Probably never expected to get any chance outside of practice squad. Tua goes down, and Teddy B goes down, and here he is starting. And as you can see, he's went up against. I do have to say he's went up against great passing defenses, but he has not hit that 183.5 in the last 5 games. I don't remember if he even hit that earlier this season. I just think that the Bills defense, although it's been a little bit worse than you would expect, I just don't think the 183.5 is going to do it unless he gets it on the hook late in trash time.
Sorry, Teats. Cam, knock it off. No, knock it off over there.
So just to let you guys know, the reason why I'm like this and I'm not back in my home setup, I'm actually at a birthday party. I took a step out real quick so I could be a part of this. So, Cam, I apologize if I'm staring right into your soul, but there's probably a reason for it, bud.
That's dedication, Teats. We love that here. I'm gonna go next. I have one prop for Sunday. It's gonna be.
Wait, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Is it just me or does Skylar Thompson look like Travis Kelce in this picture?
A little bit.
Let me take a look. Yeah, that's Travis Kelce, brother. Yeah.
I mean, I was just looking at it. I don't know if I'm just seeing
That's
things, but I was just like, that guy looks like Travis Kelce. All right, sorry, go on.
Maybe they'll flex him out to tight end next year.
Oh, good. Maybe. Might do better there. My one prop for Sunday is going to be Chris Godwin over 68.5 receiving yards versus Cowboys, doubling down on the Cowboys here. I would go Evans here because I think he's going to cook Diggs on the outside, but I'm going Godwin because Brady loves his slot wide receivers. Godwin has played in 15 games. He's been hurt in a couple of those games early, so he's been not be able to return in those. He still leads the team by 15 targets this season. He has 104 catches on 142 targets, and he will get a healthy dose of looks on Monday Night Football. Tampa throws the ball the most in the NFL, and Godwin will rack up the yards over the middle against Dallas. So from Saturday and this pick, my power play parlay picks are going to be Etienne over 75.5 rushing yards and Godwin over 68.5 receiving. Trey?
All right, I'm going to go with a play that's kind of interesting, but I think it's a sure bet to hit, and so that probably means it won't because it looks too good to be true. I'm going to go Dak Prescott plus Tom Brady over 3.5 passing touchdowns. Oh, look, no data available. Shout out Prize Picks. But this is going to be a very high-scoring game for me, so I'm pretty comfortable saying that, each of them are going to pass 2 or one's going to pass for 3 and the other one's going to get 1. I think they're going to get to 4 pretty easily in this game. In my opinion, these two teams might have the best receiving core in the NFL with, the Bucs receivers on the outside and, you got CeeDee Lamb on the Cowboys as well. So give me this dynamic duo quarterback prop over 3.5 passing touchdowns.
All right, guys, let's get into the dog of the weekend and the parlay lock, and then we'll do the last giveaway of the night. Dog of the weekend, each of us are going to choose our favorite underdog pick that we think will win outright. Bryce, start us off.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think the Giants, they're going to be my dog. I got a tendency to go for the big dogs like, Teats did there with the plus 9.5, trying for the money. I'm going to go with the safe one here with the Giants. They're not a big dog, but, they're away. But I still think they pull this off against the fraud Vikings, as Jesse said. They don't look good against winning teams, and when they do, it's late in the game. They can't play a full game, my opinion, and I think Devil's going to have him fired up.
Trey?
Yeah, give me Providence plus 6.5 against one of Bears' favorite college basketball team, the Creighton Blue Jays. This is going to be a road game for the Friars, so that kind of worries me a little bit. But they have been great on the road this season with a 4-1 record and a 4-1 ATS record as well. Meanwhile, Creighton, on the other hand, has been great at home, 7-1 straight up. But if you go against the spread, it's a 4-4 record. And to dive a little bit deeper into the trends, Providence is 4-0 ATS in their last 4 road games. Providence is also 8-1 ATS in their last 9 games overall. Creighton, on the other hand, is 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games versus a team with a winning record. I think their record might be a little bit inflated, beating up a bunch of bad teams, but give me Providence here plus 6.5.
Yeah, my dog's going to be Iowa State on the road to take down the Jayhawks. I'm taking the Cyclones to get a rare win on the road in Allen Fieldhouse. I am a KU fan, but they are letting teams stick around too much. They haven't blown anybody out this year. They should have lost to OU on Tuesday this week, and I think they're going to drop this game against Iowa State. The Cyclones are 4-0 in conference play, tied with K-State and Kansas. This is a huge game for them, and they are on a 6-game winning streak right now. KU's also on a 9-game winning streak, so this is going to be a great game. Iowa State just beat OU and TCU on the road. I like them in this spot to win. Teats?
Yeah, like Bryce said, I go big, go home. So I went with the bigger spread here that I thought was still doable. So give me Seahawks plus 9.5. They're playing in conference rivals, first round playoffs. They're playing with, the house money. There's no stress. There's no sweat for them to be here. At this point, they just have to show out. And the 49ers, they're a very great team. They could potentially make a push for the Super Bowl, but if they were going to lose to a team, it will most likely be to the Seahawks.
All right, guys, let's do the parlay lock and then the giveaway. Teats, start us off with the parlay lock.
Cool. I've got the Bengals minus 8.5. I feel like that's the most locked up bet, at least NFL-wise, that I could talk about. I don't like the minus 8.5 that much, but the fact that they're playing the third-string quarterback for the Ravens or even the second-string quarterback for the Ravens and the Bengals are rolling. If you saw the video earlier this week or this month, the Bengals were my Super Bowl pick, so I think that they're going to just start trouncing some teams. And if they're playing against an average team like the Ravens will probably be walking into this game, I think it'll be a blowout.
Bryce?
Yeah, going with what T said there, Bengals, I'm kind of remembering my pick for that game. I had Bengals first half. I think they'll come out early and often. I think the spread first half was -5. But that was my Bengals pick earlier that I messed up. But anyways, I got the Chargers as my lock, -2.5 in the hair game. But I just think like I said, the Chargers got too much offensive firepower. Like the Jags, like Trevor Lawrence, like what they turn around their season. But even at home, I think the Chargers I think they're too good. That's my lock.
Trey? Great pick, by the way, Trey, here.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of you, but yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys money line. I gave you guys the reasons why earlier. I just feel like they are the better team. The Bucks, they can't just flip a switch or else they would have done it, 8 weeks ago. So give me the Cowboys money line here.
Yeah, I'm going to stick in the Big 12 basketball. I'm going to take Kansas State money line at TCU. Kansas State is my lock this weekend money line. They are plus money, plus 145, something like that on the road. Kansas State, last 2 road games against the Big 12. They scored 116 against Texas and 97 against Baylor. This is a team that can score at will, and TCU has been struggling in the last 2 games, even though they are ranked 17th in the nation. I like the Wildcats to stay hot and stay tied at the top of the Big 12 with Iowa State after KU takes this loss this weekend. So that is my parlay lock. And let's do the last $25 giveaway of the night. We already have the 5 random comments. Trey, you ready to spin that wheel?
I am ready to spin this wheel. All right, these are our last of the 10 random comments that I chose. Good luck, everybody. Let's spin this wheel.
2 J's. Anthony.
Uh-oh.
Anthony.
Anthony just gave us a comment in the chat, so this wheel.
Back me up. He's getting rewarded for that. Let's go, Anthony.
That's big, Trey. Oh,
Trey,
yeah.
One spin by the kid right there. But again, reach out to us on Twitter at Bears Profit, and we will set you up with that $25 in cash. If you don't have Twitter, just throw something up here on the comments, and we will be looking for you. But all right, guys, that'll do it for our weekend picks, props, and predictions. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching.